everybody, my name is Leah Jarrett and I'm the Product Demonstrations Manager for Looker. Today I'm going to be talking about COVID-19 driven responses based on data using both Looker and BigQuery. I'm going to start by talking about why data has become so important in the age of COVID-19. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about Looker and BigQuery as products. Next, I'm going to dive in to our development of the COVID-19 marketplace block within Looker. And last, I'm going to highlight a few of our customers and how they've leveraged this data to make business decisions. As the Product Demonstrations Manager for Looker, I'm responsible for building out different assets that we can show to our prospective customers to help them understand how they can use Looker for their different data needs. At the start of COVID-19, we began having a lot of requests to be able to understand how Looker could help customers leverage all the public data that was becoming available around the spread of the disease globally. Our customers wanted to understand what types of reports and analysis they could do within Looker on top of this data. We had requests from all different types of industries. Healthcare companies wanted to understand the spread of the disease so that they could better plan for staffing, for equipment, and have their different healthcare institutions prepared to handle an influx of patients. Government institutions wanted to understand the spread of the disease so that they could put different laws and policies in place to better limit the spread. And other institutions such as e-commerce companies or retail companies needed to understand where they should be spending their money, how they should be limiting different store closures, or what inventory they should be stocking up on based on how people were reacting to this disease. So our customers wanted to understand how to leverage all the publicly available data that was surfacing all over the internet. When we looked on Google for different data sources, we can see copious amounts of information coming from all different types of sources. Academia, industry, different people publishing their own CSV files. It was really difficult for our customers to understand what data they should be using and how they were able to actually use that to gain insights that were accurate. Thankfully, our friends over at the BigQuery Public Datasets program took care of a lot of this for us. They did the necessary research to figure out reliable data sources such as the New York Times, Johns Hopkins, the Italian government, and set up ETL processes to ingest this data on a regular basis directly into BigQuery, where customers could access this and join it back on with their own data. This was really important because it allowed all of our customers to have access to reliable information on a regular basis without needing to use their own engineering resources to build out these data pipelines. With all of this data available to us at Looker within BigQuery, we decided to jump in. We started writing queries, trying to understand the data, understand what types of analysis we could do on top of this data, and joined it onto other publicly available data sets to get even more insight out of the information that was provided to us. However, this still left our customers needing to do a lot of the heavy lifting themselves. In going through this exercise, we realized that the data is actually pretty complex. We're looking at things such as running totals or net new cases. Different sources define these calculations in different ways. And overall, there was a lot of information that was provided to us in such a short period of time that we really needed to sit down with a variety of different analysts to understand how to truly use this data. Our customers who wanted to leverage it had to go through the same exercise. They needed to have data analysts who understood SQL and had access to a BigQuery console to write individual queries to actually get the information that they needed. This posed a serious problem to people like business users, operations, marketing professionals who don't necessarily know how to use SQL, but needed this information to make decisions almost immediately about how they were going to change their business based on COVID-19. With a solid understanding of what was going on in the data, we jumped into Looker to start making sense of it all. To provide a little bit of background to those of you who are new to Looker, Looker is based on a core data modeling layer that we call LookML, which we use to actually define our metrics using raw SQL. Therefore, we were able to take the knowledge of these data sets that we had developed and actually translate it into LookML. We calculated metrics like daily growth rate of diseases, spread, infection rate, across the country and across the world using the Italian data. Once we created this reusable data model, we're able to use that to surface insights in a variety of different ways. We created a few different dashboards that business users could use. We created different types of actionable insights, such as linking to news sources to get further information about where this data is coming from and how it was calculated. And all the while, Looker is on the back end writing SQL queries back to BigQuery using those public data sets that we talked about before. After we had assembled our team of analysts and built this entire LookML layer along with a couple of dashboards, we realized that this became more than just a demo. While we had originally built it to demonstrate Looker's value in COVID-19 to our customers, we soon found that all of this information would be really helpful for our customers to be able to get deeper insights faster. What I mean by that is we spent a lot of time with our engineering resources and analysts digging through the data and understanding this information. Now that it was in LookML, we really wanted to ship this out to our customers so that they can leverage it in their own Looker instances. So we wound up bundling this all together inside one Looker Marketplace block. The Looker Marketplace is available in all Looker instances and allows our customers to go in and install a block with just a few clicks. Since this data is all publicly available in BigQuery, our customers can head to the marketplace, click a button, and have all these insights based on this publicly available COVID-19 data available within their own Looker instance. So with the marketplace block, your customers get a few different things. First off, we get a few dashboards. Here I'm showing the international dashboards that we get. We have one dashboard that shows the entire global view of what's going on with the disease, different countries that have higher growth rates or lower growth rates, and different regions within those countries where things may be peaking. We also have a specific dashboard that details the spread of the disease within Italy. This is based off of the data provided by the Italian government. And we built out this dashboard because they're providing such deep and insightful data that we wanted a place to highlight this information. Along with the international dashboards, we also ship out two dashboards that are focused on the United States. The first is the dashboard showing an entire view of the US with state-level information. Additionally, from this dashboard, we can drill down to one specific state and link over to the state lookup dashboard. Within that dashboard, we're limiting ourselves to just one state, but we can see information down to the county level. We can also see the most recent state policies. Altogether, these dashboards allow our users to get a global view of what's going on, drill deeper to identify specific regions of interest, and understand how these things have changed over time and in relation to other geographical regions. Most of this data is coming from Johns Hopkins and the New York Times, but we've also added on additional data sets that show state policies, testing rates, and all of this is available within the block in your own Looker instance. In addition to the dashboards that are available within the COVID-19 Marketplace block, we've released an additional block, the Google Mobility block, which shows the mobility data that was recently published from Google into BigQuery, and it shows information about mobility patterns across the United States. This data is very valuable for people in the legislature who are looking to see how different work from home or stay at home orders are actually impacting where people are going and when. And we can potentially draw conclusions about how the spread of the disease across the US has been related to these mobility patterns. In addition to the dashboards that you get with these different blocks, you also get a few different exploration environments. These data exploration environments allow non-technical users to jump into Looker and begin asking their own questions of the data. You can start at the dashboard, click Explore from here, and jump right into this data playground, where I can further slice and dice the data, filter, add different fields, or change the visualization, and save it back to a brand new dashboard. What's really impactful about these data exploration environments and make them different from what we've previously launched in Marketplace blocks is that we've really tried our best to understand what's happening in the data and accurately convey that information to the different exploration users. So we've added tooltips and descriptions to the Explore environments so users know where to go to actually ask their questions. And we've added different tooltips to all of our metrics, so everyone really understands how each thing is being calculated behind the scenes. Additionally, within the data, we can see hyperlinks out to our different data sources, so you always understand where this information is coming from and how often it's being refreshed. Like I mentioned before, behind the scenes, LookML is what's really powering all of this analysis. Again, LookML is kind of like a data dictionary. It allows you to actually create these metric definitions using raw SQL. As I previously mentioned, we created all the different definitions to our metrics in LookML. And things are not always very simple because we're dealing with different levels of aggregation and different types of calculations. So we spent a lot of time combing through the LookML and the SQL and adding clear commentations so that all of our LookML developers who are jumping into this model to understand will have pointers and descriptions that make it really clear. Additionally, with all of our marketplace blocks, we can leverage different tools within Looker, such as project import or extensions, to actually build on to what we've given to you. For example, I might want to extend the COVID-19 block and join it back on with my orders data for my e-commerce company. This will allow me to actually see the relationship between my own data and the data that's become publicly available through all of these entities related to COVID-19. Additionally, with the extensible nature of this block, you can jump in and refine the way we're doing calculations. So if you want to create your own metric or change the definition of a metric, you have the power to do so without needing to start from scratch. Altogether, this block really gives all of our customers a jumping off place for analyzing this complex data. Our main goal with releasing this block was that our customers would be able to analyze this data with more confidence, more efficiency, and be able to join it back on with their own information to have a complete picture of what's going on and make real business decisions based off of this information. Now I want to highlight a few of our customers that are actually leveraging this block. First, I'm going to talk about HCA. HCA is one of the nation's largest healthcare providers. They came to us at the start of COVID-19 with a mission to build out a national response portal that would offer providers within the network the capability to understand how the disease was spreading across the nation and how they could best prepare for what was coming their way. HCA leveraged one of our partners, SADA, to build out this national response portal. They used the LookML that we had developed for our marketplace block in conjunction with some customized metrics that they developed based off of their own internal data. This information included things like bed utilization rates, ventilator supplies, and staffing requirements for these different hospitals. The National Response Portal is now live and will stay up for a while. They actually plan to continue using this not only for the duration of COVID-19, but also hope to have hospitals continue to add more data to it so that it can be a steady data supply portal for all of our healthcare providers. The next customer I want to talk about is Diamond Resorts. I'm sure many of you have heard of Diamond Resorts before. They're one of the world's largest timeshare companies. As you can imagine, when COVID-19 really started to take off, the whole world was impacted by different travel policies. Many people who had planned vacations, they had to cancel these vacations because of different policies that were enacted that either limited their travel or maybe they just didn't feel comfortable traveling during this tumultuous time. Of course, Diamond Resorts' business was severely impacted, and they needed to understand how they could better accommodate these different customers and make sure their business was still running as efficiently as possible. Diamond Resorts actually leveraged our COVID-19 block to make decisions about how they would allow customers to reschedule and plan accordingly. They could use this data to understand where the spread was lessening and people may want to start revisiting those vacation plans. They really wanted to make sure they were being empathetic towards their customers and allowing them to reschedule as soon as possible. So this data really helped make sure they were able to accommodate their customers as best as possible. The last customer I'm going to talk about is Garten. Garten has a mission to deliver delicious and nutritious food to different offices. As you can imagine, with lots of folks working from home, Garten had to re-strategize how they were going to deliver this food to the different employees. Garten is actually using the Looker Marketplace block to understand how the disease is spreading across the United States and understand how different offices may start to reopen. For example, they're using the data to predict what offices and what locations may reopen first so that they can accommodate those offices. And they're also trying to understand which offices may not open for a while so that they can strategize about how to still deliver a good product to those different customers. As you can see, we have a lot of different customers leveraging this block in different ways. Now, over 300 customers have actually downloaded the Marketplace block into their Looker instance. We'll continue to build onto this block and add in additional fields as more data becomes available. And we know that this will continue to be a valuable resource for our customers. COVID has affected us all in different ways, and it's clear that this data is super valuable to a lot of people. We built this block because we really think it's important for our customers to have access to accurate data that will help them make the best decisions possible, not only for their business, but for our entire global society. As we're all trying to rethink what normal is these days, we're hoping that this data can at least be an accurate source of information for businesses and that they're spending less time developing SQL and writing LookML and more time trying to figure out how they can accommodate all of their customers and employees during this difficult time. Thank you so much for coming to my session and listening and learning about the COVID-19 block. Like I said, it's available in the marketplace in all Looker instances, so definitely download it and play around, give it a try. See if you can start leveraging this data with your own data.